Hey, it's Rabbi Sandra back for another story time. Shabbat is fast approaching, and we actually have someone coming over for Shabbat dinner. We're going to eat on the porch. I'm really excited about it. It should be a lovely evening. The story that I'm about to tell you today is a story around the intersection of racism and anti-Semitism. Now, when it comes to intersectionality, what happens is the intersection of two marginalized identities come together and people actually create new forms of discrimination. So in my case, a few years ago, let me back up a minute. So often within the Jewish community, if someone outside of the Jewish community has a critique of the Jewish community, often allegations of anti-Semitism are laid on that person. Many times it's true. People are horribly anti-Semitic. But what happens when the critique is coming from inside the community? So in my case, in my story, a few years ago, someone wrote an op-ed piece or a blog post or something in a Jewish publication that I'm not going to mention. And they didn't like the fact that myself and other Jews of color were discussing the racism that exists in the Jewish community. So what this author did was, for each of us, she tried to strip away our Jewishness. I'm pretty sure it was a female. So person by person, this author tried to explain to their readers, so-and-so is not Jewish. And since they are not Jewish, we should not listen to them, and their allegations of racism in the Jewish community are actually anti-Semitic. Now, in my case, it was a little harder because she had to not only strip away my Jewishness, but also strip away my ordination as a rabbi. And I will admit that their critique against me was a little nicer than the others, but still horrible. So that does not happen to Jews who are white. And as far as I'm concerned, this is the intersection of racism and anti-Semitism. This person who wrote this was racist, and by stripping away my Jewishness is actually expressing anti-Semitism towards me. So some kind of internalized anti-Semitism. I'm not sure. All right, happy to answer clarifying questions. I'm really glad that you are all receiving these stories well. Have a great day. Shabbat Shalom. Have a great weekend.